Welcome to a historic turning point in the world of professional motorcycle racing, where today we are witnessing the birth of a global phenomenon that many thought was impossible. For decades, the idea of racing massive, heavyweight touring motorcycles on world-class road circuits was seen as a niche spectacle reserved for local exhibitions. But today, everything has changed. We are diving deep into the monumental first official test session for the Harley Davidson Bagger World Cup, which recently took place at the iconic Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. This event marks the first time in the history of the sport that these high-performance racing baggers have shared a world stage in a sanctioned testing capacity, proving to the global racing community that the bagger racing movement is no longer just a North American curiosity, it is a worldwide obsession. The statistics coming out of this inaugural test are nothing short of staggering, as riders and teams push these modified road glides and street glides to their absolute limits over the course of 2 intensive days. By the time the checkered flag dropped on the final session, the field had completed a combined total of 578 laps around the challenging Spanish circuit, covering over 2,700 kilometers of high-speed data collection. This is a massive milestone for Harley Davidson and the organizers of the series, as it validates the structural integrity and performance capabilities of these heavyweight machines in a high-stakes competitive environment. The atmosphere in the paddock was electric, as world-class riders, including former Grand Prix stars and seasoned road racers, acclimated themselves to the unique physics of a racing bagger. Unlike a lightweight superbike, which relies on razor-sharp agility and extreme lean angles, a racing bagger is a masterclass in managing momentum and massive torque. These bikes may have started their lives as comfortable long-distance cruisers, but for the World Cup, they have been transformed into purpose-built racing weapons. The engines have been bored out and tuned to produce astronomical horsepower and torque figures, while the chassis have been reinforced to handle the lateral loads of high-speed cornering. Seeing a bike that weighs over 600 pounds leaning over until its floorboards, or in this case custom rear sets, scrape the curbing is a sight that defies traditional racing logic. The test in Barcelona was designed specifically to push the cooling systems, braking components, and suspension geometry to the breaking point. With the Spanish sun beating down on the asphalt, the cooling systems were under immense pressure to keep these massive V-twin power plants within their optimal operating temperature range, while the high-performance braking systems had the unenviable task of slowing down these massive machines from speeds exceeding 250 kilometers per hour at the end of the main straight. One of the most impressive takeaways from the 578 laps completed was the incredible reliability of the hardware. In the world of developmental testing, it is common to see mechanical failures and extended downtime as teams hunt for the right setup, but the Harley Davidson baggers proved to be remarkably resilient. The riders reported that the bikes felt surprisingly planted and communicative, allowing them to find a rhythm early in the sessions. This confidence allowed the lap times to tumble throughout the test, with the frontrunners posting times that would have been respectable for many smaller displacement racing classes. This performance is a testament to the engineering prowess of the teams involved, who have managed to shave hundreds of pounds off the stock weight while maintaining the soul and iconic silhouette of a Harley Davidson bagger. The visual of the massive fairings and hard saddlebags slicing through the air at race pace is a unique aesthetic that has captured the imagination of fans worldwide. It is a blend of raw American muscle and sophisticated European racing refinement that creates a spectacle unlike anything else in the two-wheeled world. Beyond the technical data, this test session served as a crucial validation of the Bagger World Cup as a viable international racing series. By choosing a world-class venue like Barcelona Catalunya, the organizers sent a clear message that they are ready to compete on the biggest stages. The data gathered over those 578 laps will be analyzed by engineers and series officials to fine-tune the regulations and ensure a level playing field for the upcoming season. It also provided a platform for tires and component manufacturers to evaluate how their products hold up under the extreme stresses of bagger racing.
The feedback from the riders was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing surprise at how much fun these bikes are to ride on a limit. They noted that while the baggers require a different physical approach to racing compared to a traditional sport bike, the rewards are just as high, and the racing is incredibly close and entertaining. As we look toward the future of the Harley Davidson Bagger World Cup, it is clear that this test was just the beginning. The momentum generated in Spain is expected to carry over as more international teams express interest in joining the grid. This series has the potential to bring a whole new demographic of fans to motorcycle racing, bridging the gap between the traditional cruiser community and the hardcore road racing enthusiast. It celebrates the ingenuity of the builders and the bravery of the riders who are willing to take these giants and wrestle them around a racetrack. The success of the Barcelona test proves that the formula works and that there is a global appetite for high-stakes bagger racing. As the series moves closer to its full season debut, the world will be watching to see how these legendary American machines perform against the clock and against each other. It is a wild, overachieving chapter in Harley Davidson's storied racing history, and it is a reminder that with enough engineering and passion, you can make anything race. We are witnessing the dawn of a new era, where the bagger is no longer just the king of the highway, but a legitimate contender for glory on the world's most famous racetracks. The road to the first World Cup trophy is now officially open, and based on the results of this first test, it is going to be one of the most exciting rides in the history of the sport.